Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're playing Ouroboros King, a tactical variant chess roguelike. Let's dive in. Alright, supposedly this game is right up my alley because I have played a lot with variant chess pieces. That's sort of been a major theme on the channel, and this has possibly been the most requested game since FPS chess, so I'm excited to see what it's all about. We start in the Kingdom of Thessalonia, and we need to select a piece that we can recruit. So obviously we have the rook, and it seems to move exactly like a rook in chess, orthogonally any distance. We have the portal mage, oh goodness. Move to any unoccupied square, can only kill adjacent squares. It has a footnote that they are not the best fighters, but their mobility makes them very useful strategically. And the last one is the Reaper. Moves like a king, kills any enemy on a tile of the same color that it's on that is not a king or a witch. I think for the time being, we're just gonna grab the rook. So we'll select the rook to recruit. And let's just put it in front of the king for the time being. Click OK to lock in that selection. For the next piece, we can do a glass queen, which moves like a queen, but if she dies, she won't come back in future combats. Rewinds only bring her back for this combat, upgrades to a mirror queen. Interesting. So a queen that you'd be even more afraid of losing than a normal one. We have a marching pawn, moves up 2 squares forward or 1 square diagonally forward, can only kill diagonally just like a normal pawn. If it gets to the last row, it transforms into a queen for the rest of the combat, upgrades to a quartermaster, and the last one is the prince. Moves like a king. Your king can't be killed by other units while being 3 or less squares away vertically and horizontally from the prince. I think we're gonna go with the glass queen, even though I'd be a little bit afraid of losing her. I think we're gonna select her anyways. We'll put her on the back rank in hopes of putting another piece in front of her. Okay, we select another piece. We can use a knight, which moves just like a regular knight in chess. We can use a fool, move with the same pattern as the last enemy move. Oh, that's kind of funny. And the footnote is everyone laughs until the fool starts killing noblemen. That's really amusing. It's sort of like a stunt to the enemy moving anything particularly powerful. And the last one is the Viking. Move up to 2 times horizontally or vertically. Not all moves have to be in the same direction. Upgrades to a berserker. Ooh, I really like this because as much as I love the fool, you'd have to be a little bit of a fool to select him as well, because I don't know if it attacks a piece, for example, as a queen, because the last move by the enemy was a queen move, and the enemy's next move is, say, a pawn move. I don't know that it will continue to attack like a queen. I suppose it would then only be able to move like a pawn and thus attack like a pawn. So I feel like you'd have to be a tiny bit of a fool to select it. So we could go with the knight as well. It would be pretty easy to keep track of, but I like the idea of the Viking. Move up to 2 times horizontally or vertically, and they don't have to be in the same direction. Let's go with the Viking. I like the sound of that. We'll put it in front of the queen. Okay, that is our army. We have a rook, a glass queen, and a Viking. So from here, we can choose 2 different spots. Either the training grounds, recruit new units for your army, fresh meat ready for battle. I love the little footnotes. Or we can go to the ruins, discover relics that will grant you permanent bonuses. Footnote being, there's always something useful amongst the rubble. One man's trash is another man's relic. I guess we'll start with the training grounds. Recruit new units for your army. All right, we dive right in, and the enemy seems to have a relic as well. Ah, but as do we. Okay, let's start with the enemy's relic. The finisher. If the enemy king or general is alone, and you have units other than him at the start of your turn, you win. Basically means that if we lose all of our pieces, and black still has their bishop, then they would win the game, without having to actually capture our king, which is kind of interesting. Ah, but we also have that, so if we just get rid of that bishop, then we can also win the game. Our other relics are the guardian angel. If your king is in danger after you move, automatically spend 3 rewinds to go back in time. Interesting. So it's kind of like playing this on easy mode. The other one is the alarm bell. The alarm rings whenever your king is in danger. That's kind of funny. So pretty helpful. And the last one is the Ouroboros sigil. At the start of each battle, get a rewind. Ooh, nice. It seems we have 6 rewinds as well. Okay, cool. I guess we'll just start with the obvious, which is put the enemy king in check. Obviously, it moves out of the way. Now, I'd like to win this game without even moving my queen if I can avoid it, because if I do lose this queen, then she's never coming back. So let's continue by bringing the Viking into the game. Oh, I could have moved him further. I thought I had to click those one at a time, but okay, the king moves back. Oh, and I can just get rid of the bishop here, right? Can I draw arrows? No, that would be nice though. If I pin this bishop to the king, then I can guarantee that the opponent will lose it when I capture it, and that should win us the game. Nice. Okay, because of the relic, it does in fact give us the victory. Nice, and now we get to add a unit to our army. Oh, this one costs a pretty penny. I don't even think we have that much gold, do we? I think we only have 668. Anyways, we can add a bishop, moves just like a regular bishop in chess. We can add an assassin, moves like a king. After killing a unit, move again, once per turn. Okay, and the last one is the griffin. Move 1 square diagonally, then any number of squares cardinally, which is insanely powerful. I've never seen this variant piece, funny enough, or any piece that moves quite like it. I don't know if I have enough money for this. I'm gonna try to click on it and add it to my board. No, I can't afford it at the moment. Okay, we'll go with, I guess the bishop is even better than the assassin, to be honest. Although I like the idea of more solid, sort of close bound pieces, like the assassin, like the Viking. Viking. For the sake of entertaining the unique pieces, I'm going to go ahead and grab an assassin and place it diagonally from our king. Okay, so we've now advanced in our conquest. We can continue by advancing to the armory, upgrade one of your units. Only units upgradable at the armory can be upgraded this way. And the other option is the training grounds, recruit new units again. As much as I like the idea of upgrading my pieces and potentially getting that glass queen some steel boots to stand on, I'd rather just have more pieces in my army, so we'll continue to the training grounds. Okay, it seems the same relics are in place. Enemy has the exact same relic as before, and they are playing with 2 Vikings. Interesting. Truth be told, I can probably pull the same stunt and sacrifice 2 of these pieces that will just respawn on the next level for both of these Vikings, and I'll win the game. So let's start setting that up. I will say the inclusion of these stones in other chess variants, sometimes they're added as holes in the position, are kind of annoying. It kills off a lot of your chess intuition, which makes the game more immersive and forces you to come up with new strategies. But as far as chess goes, there's no intuition from chess that I can draw from to help me play around these. I guess I can treat them like solid pawn structures that I can't move through. We'll move the rook over with the idea of going to the back rank and giving check. Now, of course, they move that Viking out of the way with the idea that if I move my rook down, the Viking can move twice over and capture my rook. Now, I will move a Viking of my own. I shuffle the Viking over. Let's advance the assassin, who's probably going to be the defender of whatever piece tries to intrude on the enemy's position. Let's continue to move the assassin over. And I suppose we'll come in through the king side. The rook does a nice job of holding off that file, that d file. So we'll try to enter through the king side with our other pieces. Let's continue to advance. These do a pretty nice job of defending each other. We'll advance the Viking this way. Nice. This Viking retreats, which means we can capture one of theirs. They capture one of ours, and we're back to being just about dead even. Now, I think I can almost trap that Viking with my rook. It does advance. Oh, and it's threatening the assassin as well, which is a little bit annoying. I suppose I can defend the assassin with my queen. I don't want to get her too involved, but as a defending piece, she works. Okay, why on earth is it offering me a draw? Accept the draw offer and advance without any rewards. Absolutely not. What does this look like, a charity case? Does the AI think this is a draw? Oh, no. That's not how this is going to work. Absolutely not. I'd sooner lose than accept a draw offer. In fact, I'm putting you in check just for thinking that this might even remotely be a draw. Now I'll retreat the queen. I'm targeting d8 to give back rank mate, and I'm also going to defend the assassin. The king shuffles back over, and you're telling me I can't just checkmate you here on d8? We'll see about that. Check. The king advances. Give me that. And we do win the game. The audacity to offer draw. Okay, we do win that. Let's go ahead and move forward. We're not even halfway through the conquest, so instead of roasting my low-level AI opponent, I should probably focus on moving forward. Ooh, okay. We have COVID-19, or rather, leper, moves like a king. When killed, transforms its killer into a leaper? Hold on, Google time. Leper. Okay, leper. I was right the first time. The leper moves like a king. When killed, it transforms its killer into a leper for the rest of the combat, unless it was a king or general, and it upgrades to a martyr. A rather fitting upgrade. I guess it's kind of interesting, but most of my attacks, I could even extrapolate here to any chess variant, even chess itself. Most of my ideas revolve around attacking, so as amusing as it is, and I'm sure you could place it next to the king and create a sort of defense and whatnot, this piece just doesn't really interest me. The other one is immortal. Now we're talking. Moves like a king. The only units that can kill it are the king, but it cannot kill the king. Okay, so where does that place it in terms of strategy? Yeah, because nobody else can touch it except for the king, so it will just barge into your position and eventually defend another piece that will probably mate the king itself. The last one is the Reaper, but now it costs 481 gold. Wait a minute, you were free a second ago. Moves like a king, kills any enemy on the tile of the same color as it that is not a king or a witch. Yeah, we're going with the immortal. We'll go ahead and place it, I guess, somewhere towards the front as well. I mean, the glass queen will always have to be at the back, just to be protected. Okay, we really only have one place we can advance to, which is the sacrificial obelisks. I guess this game's version of Stonehenge. Sacrifice something you love for a better reward. Oh no, I love my glass queen. Don't make me sacrifice her. Okay, we've got the same relics. Oh, we have 8 rewinds now. That's pretty nice. And the opponent is playing with a Pegasus rider. Oh goodness, this one's, what is that movement pattern? Jump 1 square horizontally and 2 vertically, or vice versa, up to twice in the same direction. Okay, you're getting pinned and captured on the first turn. Behind it, I think we just have a bishop. Okay, so yeah, that's a no-brainer. You're getting pinned on the first turn, and I'm sacrificing the rook. Okay, that's done. We're not dealing with that. I'm sorry. Okay, they only have a bishop left. I guess we could just use the immortal and try to trap the bishop. That seems to be the easiest way to go about this because we still have that relic, the finisher. So if the bishop ever gets captured, the game is over. It's offering a draw again in the most non-drawn positions. First of all, your bishop is toast. Ooh, the king attacks the immortal and I can't defend it. So I guess I have to move back. Oh goodness. Okay, I'll move back. The king retreats as well. We'll continue to advance with the Viking. Eventually, we'd like to capture the bishop. So we'll target the bishop again with the immortal. We'll move the Viking forward again, and I think this is an automatic win, because you either lose the bishop or you lose the king right behind it, since the Viking can move twice. I'll go ahead and capture the bishop, and we do grab the victory. Okay, now we have to sacrifice somebody we love. Wait, I can't choose who I sacrifice? I guess the glass queen ironically lives to see another day. We can sacrifice the Viking, which has been an extremely practical piece thus far, for a griffin. It was accurately described as majestic, fast, and destructive, but is replacing a kind of a staple to our setup. The other one we can sacrifice is the alarm bell, which rings whenever your king is in danger, which will be handy if there are weird pieces that I can't get rid of quickly. But if I'm just like not lazy and actually keep track of when my king is in check, I don't really need it. My reward would be a magic suitcase. At the start of each battle, get a random item. The description being, the trick is there's a portal at the bottom of it and random stuff comes out every day. Okay, I guess we'll take the magic suitcase, sure. All right, we have two options to move forward. We can go to another training ground to recruit more units, or we can go to the ruins and discover relics that will grant you permanent bonuses. Again, I like the idea of the relics, but I think I earn more from just having more mass in my initial setup. More pieces means more ideas that I can concretely come up with. So we'll go to the training grounds again. Oh goodness, there's that guy again. All right, we arrive at the training grounds. There's a knight, there's a Viking, and there is a Pegasus rider. So naturally, I'd like to get rid of the Pegasus rider first, so much so that I wouldn't be against losing my queen for it. How does it move again? Jump 1 square horizontally and 2 squares vertically, or vice versa, up to twice in the same direction. Okay, I'm gonna start by advancing my immortal. Also, I love the placement of this random rock. Who's like not in the way of anything. Okay, the Pegasus advances. Oh wait, I can hover over pieces to see where they're attacking. So genuinely, I just have to make sure I hover over pieces and ensure my king is not in check. Okay, what is this? Hang glider. On your next move, the unit can fly over boulders and bombs. Ooh, when did I earn that? Who knows? Okay, the Pegasus rider continues to advance. It's threatening the rook, which is fine, honestly. If it wants to capture the rook, by all means. Okay, the king moves out of the way. It does not, in fact, want to capture the rook. I guess on this next turn, we'll attack the Pegasus rider. Okay, it does move back. It's not threatening anything at all at the moment. I guess I can continue to advance with my immortal piece. In fact, I'll advance diagonally and fort the Viking and the Pegasus. Oh, I can capture the Pegasus for the immortal? 100%. I mean, the immortal is very strong, but why did it not recapture? Oh, because it can't. Holy smokes, I'm thinking with one brain cell and that one's on vacation. Actually, what would have made more sense is for it to keep those two pieces where they were, since the king defends both of them, and the immortal can be captured by an enemy king. So I'm gonna advance this way now. It means I fork 2 more pieces. I'll grab the Viking, the audacity to offer draw again. We'll go ahead and pin the knight and win the game by getting rid of the last piece using the finisher relic. Okay, nice. I believe that was the last stop before the final boss, and we do get to grab one more piece. Oh no, we've been offered another glass queen. I don't know if we carry this exact same setup over into the next map. If we do, then I'm going to be kind of bummed if I have to work with a bunch of glass queens. But the other option is the leaper, which we've already determined is not necessarily an aggressive piece. Or we can grab a musketeer with, again, a unique movement pattern that I have not seen in any other chess variant. It moves any number of squares vertically or 1 square diagonally. After killing a unit, it goes back to its original position. It costs 687 gold. Wow, it goes back to its original position? That sounds like a huge problem for any enemy piece. Okay, wait, I'm definitely buying you. I suppose I'll put you on a file. Can I move these other guys out of the way? No, I can't, but the immortal will be moved anyways. So I'll spend the 687 on this musketeer, and we're now almost broke again, but we're at the final boss, so we might as well. The capital lies ahead. I've been absent for too long. It's about time I reclaim the throne. Well, let's do that. Let's do exactly that, reclaim the throne. All right, the final boss battle, and the boss gets a new relic, Wrecking Ball. Your units can destroy boulders. Interesting. Rather apt description. And the enemy plays with Idea, the Witch Queen, which moves like a rook, bishop, or knight, so it's kind of like an Amazon, and a Viking and a knight. Okay, so I need to get rid of Idea, the Witch Queen, ASAP. I can also move my musketeer over, I suppose, on the first turn, right? Move it over and target the Viking and the king, right? So now I can capture the Viking and I should move back to my original square. Oh, lovely, nice. The king is already in the nude, despite this very powerful Witch Queen. I think he's already in a place of rather grave danger. Let's continue by advancing the Viking. Queen shuffles over. She does target the Viking. The Viking can't really do anything about that. I suppose I could grab the open file, the C file with the rook, and recapture the Viking should the queen take. Okay, she advances like a knight. She's definitely threatening to enter the position, but the problem is we're really well defended with the assassin, and funny enough, the glass queen does a pretty good job of defending as well. And no doubt, if I lose the Viking here, here, which we do, I can recapture it, and it's defended by the queen, and there's no way our army isn't way too strong. Now we have this skewer of the king to the knight by playing rook to c7. King moves out of the way, we capture the knight, and we do... Wait, what? Oh yeah, we do defeat the boss battle. Okay, with that, we do defeat the first map. I think the best way to section these off will be to do map by map. I would like to make a series out of this, but my voice is still a little bit fried from the live stream. I hope it's not audible. If it is, this might not even make it to YouTube. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Let me know down below if I should make Ouroboros a series. I personally really enjoyed it. I like that it brings elements from chess variants that we've seen before, but it also brings elements that I've never seen before in these sorts of games. Also, let me know down below if there are any strategies that you personally implement that I should take into consideration if we revisit this game, and I will see you guys in the next one.